Morning, Cyndi Williams here. I have the amazing Angela and Tonya from Total Voyage Travel with me this morning. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Wow. How are you?
I'm good. So glad to host you guys this morning. You're recent graduates of our Careers on Vacation Mastermind. So we're going to talk to you a little bit about your experience. And so I'll first ask, I don't know who wants to take the question, but I'll first ask, where was your business before doing the Careers on Vacation Mastermind, and where are you guys now? I'm so excited to share.
I'll start. The cool thing is we started trying to figure out what kind of travel agency we wanted to have. And in that research process, like the top 10 agencies and all of that to host agencies, we also found you. And so we kind of started everything at the same time, which I'm really grateful for. So it's been, wow, really good.
Been a whirlwind over 12 weeks. Tonya, anything to add?
No, I agree with that wholeheartedly. It's like we started our business at the same time we started with Careers on Vacation. And I feel very strongly that it helped us to avoid a lot of costly mistakes. So it's a lot of work compacted into a short period, but there's no way we could have done it in that same manner without making costly mistakes without having been in the program.
Yeah, that's a good point. And if I remember correctly, didn't you guys start with the launch kit, and then within 2 days you called back and you're like, no, we need to work with Cyndi? Am I remember this correctly? Okay.
That is correct.
Yeah, the launch kit is great because it does help you pick that host, get launched. But you guys, when you came back to us, said, we really want to just get it all done at the beginning, kind of do it the right way from the beginning, skip over the mistakes, avoid the costly stuff that can happen. So I love that. So talk to me about, as you work through the program, or in terms of where you are today, what has been your biggest win or celebration since going through the program?
Yeah, I'll start. There have been countless wins. Going into the program, we just had a stack of to-do, items. And I look back and I marvel at how much we've gotten done. Like, we literally created a launch-ready business over 12 weeks. And it's just amazing. So picking out our name, getting our entity formed, and now on to the things that Angela loves, which is the creative part, designing the website, our social, our marketing plan, all of those items. The list of things that we've gotten done is countless. So there have been a lot of wins.
Yes. And I put in when I took my little notes, one of my biggest wins is working with my cousin, because she's amazing. And the thing that I think we're pushing each other out of our comfort zones and forcing one another to do what Tonya calls the scratchy stuff. Like, yeah, but don't forget about this. And so each of us has different gifts, and those gifts are coming together, and I see really good things happening. So I'm super excited.
That's amazing. And I love that you brought up the gifts. My husband has a saying in both our business and in our family that everybody brings their gifts to the table. And when everybody brings their gifts to the table, everybody wins, because it's what they love to do. It's what you're good at. And everyone, kind of thrives in that environment. What I love about you two is you don't live close together, but you have the love of travel. And that's how this whole thing started, right?
Absolutely.
We travel together.
We do. We travel quite a bit together. We're fortunate in that, I don't know how, but our parents made sure, Angela has a sister, I have brothers. Our parents made sure that we spent summers together with our grandparents, which really helped foster those relationships. She absolutely loves Disney, was born in Cape Canaveral, and yes.
I got my Figment on today for you all.
And I'm from Chicago, but we ended up here in Orlando. They were the first visitors here when we got to Orlando. And so it's been amazing. We love, people say pursue what you're passionate about. I'm an attorney by trade. I was like, I don't know that that's my passion, right? Like, I'm not a civil rights lawyer or anything like that. but I love traveling. I was like, that's easy. I don't know how we missed that, both of us. And it's like, let's do it, let's jump in there.
I love that. And it's funny because I love that you brought up that you're an attorney, because my daughter, who just graduated 8th grade yesterday, had her stuff on Instagram and Facebook. But when I was writing out her 8th grade graduation card, because she wants to be an attorney, she's like, I want to make that lawyer money. Like, she's like, I want to have a big fancy house. Like, she is just laser focused, straight A student, just knows what she wants. But I took a pause when I was writing out her graduation, and I said, you're going to do amazing things. There's nothing you can't accomplish, but I want you to remember to always follow your bliss.
Absolutely.
Like when my TV show, as you guys know, it's called Follow Your Bliss to Abundance. But I live and breathe that, because if you're following what you're passionate about in life, then it doesn't feel like work anymore. Right.
I agree.
I love that. So speaking of following your bliss, talk to me about how the mindset work in the program may have impacted either you in business or life. Did it have an impact in the way that we present that and give you tools for that in the program?
Absolutely. For me, I've always had that stuff in the back of my mind. Always had all of that stuff in the back of my mind, just knowing it, like just with faith and all of those different things, trying to be a positive human. And that was just complete confirmation of, yeah, you need to stick with this. And even yesterday, Tonya and I were working on something, and I was like, oh my gosh, I suck at typing. And she said, no, you're a ninja at typing. And so we keep going back and forth, really reminding each other of the positive words that you need to use, because, your tongue is strong. Your tongue can make or break you, I guess, for lack of a better phrase. Anyway, so I needed that little reminder, and I use it frequently. And I said on the call last week, I actually already had an app that is an affirmation app, and I shared it. You can put in all of the affirmations that you gave us. You can customize your affirmations. Yeah. So I thought, okay, that's a great idea. And it just will pop up with an affirmation every day, exactly like the exercises that you have given us. And there's so much to be said about speaking positive and remembering the rainbow in the clouds, I guess, which coronavirus has really, honestly, made me
can put a damper on things, and your words and your thoughts matter so much in the good times. And then what I see, what keeps popping up into my peripheral is what you do in the hard times determines your success in all times. Like, it just keeps, that message has to get out to people, because it just keeps like coming from a download from the universe to me. But it's so true. Like, if you do this when things were difficult, then it's going to be a piece of cake if you're already having success in the tough time, it's going to be super easy in the good times. So yes, words and thoughts matter 100%. Tonya, anything to add on mindset?
No, I agree with that. I will tell you that when you talk about mindset and stuff like that, for me, it's a softer space than what I deal in. And, I probably tend to be a little bit more skeptical. And Angela and I have been we share a lot of books, and one that she sent me recently was The Emotion Code. So, I, went into it, being open and receptive, but absolutely loved it. And so now, myself, I find myself layering it into everything. And it's a holistic approach to business, right? Like, you start out your business, you will have challenges and setbacks, but even with coronavirus, I was like, yes, this gives us more time to get ourselves together, and people are just going to be, so excited about traveling as we're ready to launch. This is perfect for us, So as people were asking, are you sure about the decision that you're making? I was like, doubling down, absolutely, without question.
Absolutely. And I remember you in the mastermind. I'm gonna pick on you for a minute, because when we were talking about mindset, you say, well, Cyndi, this piece isn't done, or I don't feel like this is perfect, and we coached you through, I think, successfully to say, look, if you follow this path, if you follow this roadmap, if you trust the process, everything doesn't have to be perfect right here, and everything doesn't have to be perfect right here to get you to the abundance. Let me get you to the abundance where it feels different, and then you can go back and do that stuff. Because guess what? You'll have more money, right?
Yeah.
And you'll have other things. So I know I had to work on you for like 2 or 3 weeks in a row, but I feel like by the end, you were a ninja with a new mantra, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And Angela's laughing because she's like, yeah. And Angela, you know, she's super smart. She would say, let's ask Cyndi about it, because she knew I would get you. She knew I was coming for you, so she could get whatever passed in your partnership, right? No, but seriously, you guys work so beautifully together. Such a good compliment for sure. Walk me back to the beginning, like when you found me and you were like, do we go it alone and duct tape it and try to find a host and figure everything out, or who's this lady on YouTube? Like, what was that process like for you to make the decision before you jumped in? Was it difficult? Were there obstacles you had to overcome, or what was it like for you guys?
Yeah, so we found you. We had already made a couple of mistakes, and luckily enough, we didn't make what could have been and what would have been a very costly mistake. And so we were just pouring through, doing a lot of research. We were going to sign with someone and do something that wasn't the right and appropriate model for us. So then we started out, I'm like, we've got to educate ourselves. What's clear here is we don't know anything. Like, we love travel. We booked a lot of trips. We've done it for other people, but there's a lot we need to learn. And as we were doing that, you know, I ran across a lot of materials and a lot of people. And I was like, Angela, you know, I found this woman, take a look at her. And we were both like, okay, let's do it. And so then we started pouring over, you know, COV and stuff like that. We found the package and decided very shortly that it was money that would be well spent.
Yes. The videos, just your knowledge. I'm super grateful for everything that you're putting out into the world. You're not keeping it all for yourself because you know this stuff, and bless you for wanting other people to be successful. That is just great. It's amazing. I love that. And the videos, even when I would go to walk the dog, I would try to get the video. I couldn't see it, but I would put it on so I could hear it, because I was like, oh, this information is phenomenal. And it was before we decided to sign up with you. I just kept listening and watching video after video once Tonya turned me on to your videos. And I was like, who is this lady? And just now knowing you and your spirit, and Cyndi, I'm so grateful that you are so giving. So thank you. And
it's the only way to be. I've been trying to convince people for years. There is enough abundance in the universe. $1 billion is like a blink of an eye to the universe. There is no limit. And the travel industry is like an $8 trillion industry a year. There's enough for all of us to have multiple 6-figure businesses. I promise you that there is. So I love to share, because I love my life, right? And I'm like, my job, when you have a life that you love and you get to that place where you're like, this is amazing. It is your duty when you get to that spot to reach your hand down and go, come on up with me, right? Yes. Like, let's do this. The more people up here, the more fun we're going to have. So I love that. And I wanted to touch on something Tonya said about when she found, you know, was kind of researching and you guys almost got into a bad situation. There are some bad ones out there that they're so well marketed, you don't realize what's happening underneath. Right. And it's the questions that you don't know to ask that will get you in the most trouble. Yes. I'm sure you learned that in law school, right? Like, it's the questions you don't ask that will get you in trouble. And it's not that we hide that information, but it's just this business is a detailed business. It's a lot of moving pieces, a lot of moving parts, and to do it well in a way where it's going to be an abundant business for you, it needs to be set up in a certain way, and you need to run it like a real business, right? So I'm so glad that you guys found us. What would you, what would you, I have to share cute my mug real quick. We're talking about, since we're talking a little Disney today. So what would you guys say to, someone who maybe is in your spot, like they know they want to either grow or supersize their business, or they're new and they just want to do it the right way from the beginning, but they're afraid to take that leap? Like, of course it's easy because you guys know me now. We've been working together for 12 weeks. You know my heart, you know what we do in the master classes. But in the mastermind sessions, what would you say to those people who are sitting on the fence out there about, should I take the leap and work with this crazy lady off YouTube? What am I doing here?
I say without question, what I know for sure is that we would have spent that same money, but in other ways. And a lot of it would have been wasted. What we both felt when we saw you, because there's a lot of information out there, and a lot of good information, especially now that I know more. The distinction, the difference is the personal touch, right? Like, we don't get every Tuesday and third, we don't get 2 days a week with them, an opportunity to answer every question. And I'm a business person. I look at everything from a business aspect. I've been, in the business world for decades now. And what really resonated with me is you have a unique opportunity. You could co-sell a lot of products. You could do a lot of things. I'm like, she really does just want us to do well, right? So when I'm thinking, or we're thinking, Angela loves photography. She loves equipment. We would have gone out and bought anything you said we needed to make our business successful. And you're the opposite. You're like, don't buy a thing, just, we're going to get this thing started. Until you can justify spending the money, just focus on the business. I was like, she really cares, right? Like, I've heard someone say, service, not sales. And that's you. I was like, you genuinely care about the success of the business. And it resonates. Like, we can stack up questions and actually get to the sources and the experts and get our questions answered. And the distinctions and the details that you can't see when you're self-studying or reading something on your own, you get that personal touch. And the other invaluable piece is the community, because you do have people in the community that have already had agencies, successful agencies. There are agencies with multiple people working in it. There are new agencies like ours. There is nothing like this out there. So what I truly believe is that we would have still spent that money, but we would have spent it in a different way. And the majority of it would have been wasted. So I see it as an efficiency process for us. We get to start out on the right track and avoid a lot of costly mistakes.
I love that, because it's not just about the learning. Like, I could sell $1,000 programs all day long. But as a lifelong teacher, right? Because I worked in travel. I started with RCI Travel, one of the biggest travel brands in the world. I was quick, after I sold $1 million in sales a year, my first year, I was quickly moved into the training department. It's what I found so early on is it's not just about the book learning or you have to help people get there. One, you have to hold up a mirror and show them what they're capable of, but then you have to give them a roadmap. And then when they're taking the roadmap, they have to be able to raise their hand and go, wait, I'm stuck, or wait, how does this work? Or what about for my business? Because your business is not the same as the next person's business. So thank you for recognizing that. And I think, like you said, bringing that collective group together, that's how you escalate the learning, and you stay motivated, because you're like, well, that person's got 20 agents and they've been doing this for 5 years and they're working with Cyndi and learning the same stuff I'm learning. And you're seeing yourself in the future going, oh, they can do it, I can do it. They can do it, I can do it. And I'm going to get there faster because I didn't wait 5 years, right?
Absolutely. Helps with the mindset. I saw people, it's from the mindset perspective, it's like you can have your pity party for me. I'm like, okay, well, we're teaching at home now, something we didn't expect. We're working, we're doing all of these things. And then you look and you've got these successful agents on there with their agencies, and they're doing it, and they've been doing it for a while. It's an affirmation that you can do it too.
Yeah. And if you're watching this video later, guys, because I know people watch my videos years later, these ladies took the leap in the middle of the COVID situation, right? So if they're having this much enthusiasm and excitement about their business during what I would say is probably the most difficult time ever, right? But the ones who are focused and getting the help that they need are the ones that are coming out on the upside, because you guys know how to position, you know how to market, you know how to put your company in front of the ideal clients. Because the beautiful thing that came out of COVID was that people aren't working with the Costco's and the Expedia. They had all those bad experiences. I found out today there's a class action lawsuit happening with Costco now because of the way that things were handled. People are flooding the gates to work with travel agents, but not just any travel agents. They want to work with the right ones, and you better know how to present yourself, and you better have your company in the right spot. Right. And that's what you guys invested in doing and are ready to do. So that's amazing. Angela, any last words to add? I know we skipped you on the last question on if you would recommend us to others.
Oh, absolutely. Without question. I don't even know what else to say. Yes, do it.
Speechless, guys. We love it.
Yeah, it's a great investment in your future.
Yes.
And there are
either one of us want to graduate.
Yeah, that's the most common complaint we get is like, do I have to go? Can I just stay in this beautiful fishbowl forever? But you guys know you're going over to the grad group, so not too far. And you know we stay really linked in with our grads. We've done a ton of support the last couple months in our grad community through this whole thing too. And I would challenge to say how many coaches out there are doing free stuff for people they worked with 5 years ago, right? But it's what I love to do. Your success is our success. And, you know, the tools that we've given to the grads have been super helpful, and you guys are moving over to that environment. It's where all the cool travel industry people are. But if you guys out there are watching, I just want to encourage you, just like Angela and Tonya did, reach out to us, apply for the Careers on Vacation Mastermind. You can do a free discovery call with our success coaches. You can go to careersonvacation.com/ready now. You're going to complete a quick little survey, and I promise you it really is a goal planning session for you to see what your goals are and if it's a match to work together. If we cannot help you, I will not invite you to apply for the program. We'll give you some great tips. We have some free resources, and we'll wish you well, because I wish that for everyone. But if we feel like we can help you get to where you want to be and the goals align, then we'll talk about applying for the program. So it's not a hard process, right, guys? Right. Was a discovery call hard or difficult for you? No. It's part of our advocacy work we would be doing anyway to help people along in the industry. So guys, thank you for joining us so much. And I wish you so much love and abundance, and you're going to be over in the grad group, so you're not going too far.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll talk soon.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, Cyndi Williams here. If you like that last video, make sure you check out my other content to help you grow and scale your very own travel business. And also, I invite you to travel around the world with me and find out what I'm doing in my portable, profitable, award-winning travel business. Check out the videos.